Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as
Is
Chick
Chick
Picker.
Picker.
Well, thank you. That was
Welcome.
nice. Hope everybody's doing good. Hanging in there. What what day is today? No, stop it. Quit it.
February 21,
No, it's the 20th.
20, 20, 21. Who cares?
It's the 20th, but it's Thursday?
I
Man,
think.
it is. This week has flown by. Come here, you. How's everybody doing out there? Todd's Todd's sore. Gwen been beating on him again.
It does. It feels almost exactly like somebody hit me in the left shoulder with a baseball bat.
Wow. That's right. Today is 2/20, 02/20 of 2020. Ooh, that's weird.
2020.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, good morning, Karen. Hope you're having a good morning. We get up and going this morning. I was very busy yesterday doing a lot of different things. Like oh my gosh, I took so many bags to the thrift store. Was that yesterday? That might have been Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday.
What, just stuff you don't want to sell anymore?
Well, no, just stuff that either had holes in them or something wrong with them, and I didn't want to, a stain or something. I would just get rid of it. 'Cause I don't sell stuff like that. I try not to. Um, so yeah, I had, it was Tuesday that I took that stuff in, and I had 4 trash bags because it's just been accumulating. And of course, it was sitting on my treadmill because that's what treadmills do. They they hold clothes.
Yes.
Um, so and then I had like 4 boxes. They got a nice little um, donation. So and then yesterday I had 2 more little grocery bags full um, of clothes. So I'm just trying to get more into the tune of taking them in when they need to be taken, not store them. There ain't no reason to store them. That just takes up space.
Yeah. That sounds like me and wires. Lately, I had to buy like 4 boxes of wires to get all the wires I needed for those printers.
Mhm.
And I've looked up the other wires that were in there and lotted up a few things, but the rest of them are not worth trying to resell.
Yeah.
So they're just sitting in there in the death pile, just taking up space.
Just waiting to be listed.
I'm not going to list them. I'm either going to throw them out, do a final sort on them, and either throw them out or give
Yeah.
them to the Lutherans.
Yeah. They can deal with them. Yeah. I'm trying to clean that area out. I'm hoping by the weekend I'll be able to get the treadmill. Is it don't even work. It's just it's so heavy. It probably weighs about 200 pounds, and it's got rollers on it, so I can roll it, but it's getting it from where it's at to the front door to wherever it's going from there. So, yeah, we're just doing some spring cleaning, trying to get that area kind of cleaned out. Carol's been motivating me. She's been trying to help me.
It does feel good to get crap out of your way.
Oh gosh. You know, and I don't want to. I still haven't went into the storage unit, and I don't want to bring anything over here until, I get some organization and get some of this stuff out of here, because I don't want to bring boxes in and just add to the clutter. So, but Karen says I'm starting to pick clothes out of the bins that aren't selling and lot them up to sell. That's a good way to do it. But a lot of these clothes, like a missing button or, and if it's not a high dollar item, I'm not going to take the time to, if it's going to make $10, then I'm not going to take the time to put a button on there.
Yep.
I don't know. That's just me. A lot of people will do that, but move it in, move it out. That's what I want to do. Put a bag sign on it. Please take, it's free. That's what I was kind of thinking. I mean, more than likely, it's probably just a quick fix, maybe a wire issue or something. It just stopped working. Yeah, I may put it out on the curb and just see if, anybody's interested, and then put it in the garage. They have a citywide cleanup here twice a week.
Twice a week?
Or twice a year. Sorry, twice a year. So I may just put it in the garage and wait for that to come. Yeah, I mean, it's such a small town. I don't know that Craigslist would be. It'd probably go quicker on like Facebook. So maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. There's a lot of scrappers around here. Did you check with insurance company regarding the electrician bill? I'm not on the insurance, so I probably couldn't claim anything as far as the house insurance goes, because I'm not on the. Now I have renter's insurance, but yeah, I don't have. My name's not on the house or the insurance for the house, so probably couldn't do that. And there's probably I don't know how much the deductible would be, but yeah, I was pretty surprised with that bill.
Yeah.
I underestimated it. So, and probably the fact that it was like a hurry up and do it gig. I'm sure that's where some of that charge came from too, you know. That's okay. At least I got it. The way that I have to look at it is, you know, I didn't have to go to a hotel. I didn't have to put my dogs in a kennel and, you know, get charged for that. Um, you know, I was able to stay in my house. So if you look at it that way, it was worth it because there could have been so many more, and then I still would have had to get it fixed. So, you know, I didn't have to spend a day in the cold house or anything. So, I just hope that there's not going to be any other things like that that happen before I leave. So, that's the way I got to look at it. Don't get too talkative, Todd.
Sorry, I'm semi down a rabbit hole.
That's okay.
You know, they started on items that are taxed. They put that banner on the orders page. I'm just I'm sitting here going through and seeing why some things aren't taxed and some things are. Like 70% of the items now are taxed by eBay.
Mm-hmm.
But here I've got an item. I'm trying. It may just be location.
Yeah.
Whatever. If a state doesn't have sales tax, I guess eBay doesn't have to charge the customer that.
Yeah.
But I'm just sitting here down a rabbit hole trying to figure out which states have tax and which don't. Looks like Florida does not. But it looks like Massachusetts does.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Sorry.
It's okay.
I'm not upholding my end of the conversation.
No, you're not.
In fact, it's hard for me just to hold up my end anymore.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, Hank, and I didn't have to put my store on vacation and lose sales, and you know, it could have been a whole lot worse. I mean, it was pretty bad, and it was pretty scary, and you know, and I have to take responsibility as far as, you know, finding out an estimate, a good estimate. You know, he could have said it's going to cost you around $600. He could have said that, but you know, when he said $500 or $600 will go a long way, I was like, well, then it's probably not going to cost that. But apparently, I was wrong. You know.
Don't fit in the shells and be separate.
He's pretty good. He's working with me, so we'll get it all taken care of and covered. And but I mean, over the 10 years that I've lived here, you know, we probably spent, I don't know, we haven't spent a lot because we haven't really put a whole lot into the house. I mean, we basically had to. There was drywall up, but it's all paneling, and there's little to no like insulation in the walls. So we had to do a lot of just trying to, you know, cover the cracks and trying to get it as energy efficient as possible. You know, of course, I painted and got it livable. So,
Day, non-color ID.
but
Oh.
I know that we've repaired the heater like probably 3 or 4 times. We've done stuff with that, and each time with that it has been, you know, I know one time it was like $1,200, and you know, so I mean, you know, here and there, and it adds up. You know, probably, I don't know, maybe spent $7,000 on the house total. So, morning, Sally.
Hi.
But it's been a roof over our heads, and you know, it's been a fairly good house, so can't complain too much.
Hi.
I know. I heard Brandon. I was like, "Where's that coming from?"
He's making me breakfast right now.
Ah,
He doesn't have to work today.
that's good.
Yeah,
Now he can get all of his chores done. Huh?
What?
that's right.
All
Honey,
of his manly chores.
yeah. Well, it's basically him doing while I'm sleeping today.
Yeah.
I'm training this week.
Oh, fun.
And then next week I'm training donuts.
Oh, yucky.
And then I'll need a vacation.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt about it. Oh.
Hey, Karen. How are you guys today?
Oh. Very good.
You can quit doing all that.
Ugh. Oh. Yeah. Staying up too late definitely takes a toll.
Yeah.
Kicking my butt.
Mm.
But
You getting stuff done though?
I am getting stuff. I've been getting a lot of. Actually, so Carol said, okay, so your challenge for today is she's giving me like a daily challenge to get something done, you know, a specific thing. So she said, okay, today I want you to clean one cabinet out in your kitchen. Well, I did all 7. I mean,
You can't get me now. I'm good for a week.
I mean, I was in the zone, and you know, I mean, it didn't take me no time to do it. I ended up, you know, there's no more pasta, you know, and I just got it all cleaned out. Two trash bags of stuff.
Awesome.
So
That's good.
it was good. It was good to purge a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell those donuts, get in my belly.
So good morning, Beth.
Hi, Beth.
Shamrock Pixie, I believe that's Destiny,
Yes.
and it's her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Destiny.
Yeah, I'm trying. My challenge for today is I'm supposed to list 5 hard goods, which is okay. It's not difficult to do that, but
Hi, Maggie.
Morning.
yeah.
I see you.
So just trying to, yeah, you're back.
Back.
Back
Yay.
in purple.
Did they get it all figured out?
Yeah, I had to put a new logic board in the computer.
Oh.
But it was all under warranty, so.
Well, glad that you're back.
Yeah, yeah. I missed my computer terribly.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't realize how much you depend on it.
That's true. That's very true.
Mm.
Morning, Hank and Karen. That
I keep an old beater computer still working in one of the bedrooms.
Yeah.
I mean, I used Michael's, but I don't know. It's not the same. And then I messed him up because his is a Windows computer. And
Yeah.
signed in YouTube on Google, and then it messed up his Gmail, and yeah. So he's happy to have his computer back too.
I'm sure.
And
Yeah.
listening on the phone was nah. I am not a fan.
Yeah.
It was crazy because on the phone, when you list on your phone, you can't, there's no place to put in the, you know how you have the condition description that's separate from the item description? And the condition description is what shows up on mobile.
Yes.
But when you list on mobile, there's no place to put it in.
Right.
So I had to do it, and I had to go on the Michael's computer and then copy my item. Like I had to go into a computer and add the condition. So,
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, what I think they're trying to get rid of that, to tell you the truth. That's
Oh,
what it
really?
seems like to me. I mean, if it's not on the mobile version, why do you need it at all? You know, why not just put it where your description's at? That's what I usually do if I have to, for some reason, list on my phone.
When you look on the phone, what shows is the condition. If you just look at a listing, what shows is condition description.
Mm.
Sorry to take over the whole show to talk about.
No, you're fine.
But what shows is the condition description. The item description, you have to click something else to get to the item description.
Right.
So they give the condition description more prominence, but they don't give you any place to actually enter it in on the app. It's just the weirdest thing. And then if you do a cell similar, if somebody else or if you are doing a cell similar of your own, the old item, the old condition description stays, but you can't change it. So like I listed it, I just did some cell similar on the top. Hey there, naked man.
Nice as I
just did a cell similar. So when I went in, the old condition description of the old top was there. So I had to go in. There's no, you have to go in on a computer.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's just
I know.
weird.
To me, it's insane that they don't have that.
Yeah,
If they're gonna have it on the desktop version, they should have it on the mobile version too.
yeah.
You know, why have it different?
Everything
I mean,
should be the same.
Yes, I mean, why not streamline it to where if you you get stuck without a computer, if you're gonna list on mobile, then it should be the same as listing on desktop.
Yeah, it should be.
That's just confusing for people, and it's confusing also because like people that buy on eBay, they're looking for that.
Right.
If they've seen it before, they're looking for that. And if maybe people that just list on their mobile, maybe they don't put anything for condition, other than like in the description. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe they don't even know there's such thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, Nikki has always been she's always pushed for listing on her phone,
Mhm.
and I'm assuming that's the way she had to do it. She just had to, fill in whatever was available, and
Yeah.
But that can
Yeah.
definitely get you into some trouble there, you know, some
Mm.
hot water if you're not able to list your conditions and
Yeah, I always just,
describe it
for
properly.
if for some reason maybe I didn't fill it in, and then I'm, on my phone, got my pictures going and everything, and I'm like, well, I could just finish this,
Hmm.
but I can't put my condition in
Right.
because there's no place.
Yeah. Yep.
Just missed it.
Yeah, Beth was saying that yesterday was a goose egg for her on eBay.
Oh, wow.
It was a
eBay
goose egg.
finally showed me a little bit of love.
It was a goose egg for me yesterday on eBay.
Mm.
But I sold something on Posh, and I sold those boots,
Good.
Tony Lama
That's
boots.
Tony Lama.
So that was good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I sold them
How
for
much
100.
did you get for those?
I got 100.
Oh,
Awesome.
I
Well,
sold them for 100. I probably could have. I think I had them listed for 125 on Poshmark, and they offered me 100, so I went ahead and took it. It's
I would've
probably
took
on
it
the
too.
lower end, but I think originally I had them listed for 180, and
Oh, wow.
then they were like there was no wear on them. Like they were, if they might have been worn one time,
Ooh.
but they were very, very clean and no scuff marks. I mean, they
They
look
got a good deal then,
they
right?
look like brand new boots.
yep. Somebody named Lance in Texas is going to be proud to.
You know what?
That's
I think
right.
I think they did live in Texas, actually.
Isn't it insane to
No, they lived
my,
in Florida. They live in Florida.
oh, okay. Well, that's better. I mean, I just think, but all the time, like stuff that I sell to people in California, it's insane to me that they can't get stuff like that, depending on what it is in California. I mean, why would you go out, online and buy it from somebody that lives in a different state? But yeah, it happens all the time.
Well, I don't think a greater percentage of Californians buy on eBay. They're just more Californians than almost any other state.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a big bunch of people live out there.
That
Freaking
ain't no lie.
Did you see that our president was in Bakersfield?
Nope, I didn't see that.
Yeah, and he also said thank you for your service for those 2 firefighters that died in our hometown.
Oh,
Was there 2?
It was 2.
Oh wow.
It was I guess it was 2, and then I think it was 2, but I could be wrong.
I think
'Cause
you're right, because I
'cause
seen that.
It was 1, and then 1 was accounted for.
Oh, okay.
And then I think they found him.
Okay.
So I think it was 2.
That's too bad.
But yeah. Our the town that we grew up in, our library was, they think that 2 kids did it, 2 teenagers set it on fire. And I mean, I just have a bunch of memories of that library.
Oh, yeah.
We like our childhood, we were in that library a lot.
That's where we did book reports and
Mhm.
that's I lied about going to the library several times. Just to be transparent.
You better call your dad.
I loved going and going to the library and spending my whole time in the elevator because I got a kick out of that. It only had 2 floors, but I got a kick out of it anyway. I mean, that's just how, I mean, we didn't have elevators, you know, we didn't need elevators in our little podunk town.
Mhm.
Um,
That's the only place you could get on the elevator except the hospital.
yeah, yeah. But there's a lot of memories there.
Hmm.
A lot of memories there.
And it's totaled.
Is
It's
it?
a to-
It's completely.
It's a total loss.
Oh, that's too bad.
They're gonna have to mow it down, build another one.
That's too bad.
Yeah,
It really is.
but it was built in 1953, so there was no sprinkler system. So
It seems like that would have been updated somehow.
I know, I thought so too, but it was not.
I mean, all the archives. Hopefully, you know, there's stuff. You know, someplace,
Yeah,
maybe in a vault or something. You know,
Right.
maybe that they could have saved. But I mean, there's probably a lot of, you know, the town's history and everything there. That's too bad.
yeah.
Hey, how'd you know I wanted breakfast? Oh, I didn't make you breakfast.
But
I didn't know you were up.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, lots of good memories.
Bishop Pickens says, love it. Sally said, our president. Some like to say your president.
It's like saying your dad.
Yeah.
I talked to your dad today.
I saw a little video yesterday during the Democratic caucus in Las Vegas.
Hmm.
Somebody made protest pigeons. They got a whole bunch of pigeons and eyelash glued little Make America Great Again caps on the top of these pigeons.
Oh my God.
And then they went downtown on the strip and released them, of course. And one of them had a couple of them, they put like the orange hairdos on.
Oh my God.
And so these birds were flying around the strip in Las Vegas as a
But-
protest to the Democratic caucus going on in Las Vegas.
With a little Donald Trump hair.
Yeah, you could probably YouTube
That's
find
funny.
that video.
Oh,
They look kind of
that is
cute.
funny.
They were just,
Oh my
you know how birds, their heads just turn tick, 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 tick,
Mhm.
tick, tick, you know, and the little
They
MAGA
put a lot of time
caps.
into that.
Huh?
They put a lot of time into that. Apparently,
Yeah.
that's
I
a lot
guess.
of work.
How do you get a bird to stand still
I
for that?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Of course, they're all probably, I don't think they were wild pigeons. I think they would have flown home and eventually the,
Karen
Is
says, that is
is-
so mean to do that to the birds. That glue don't come off.
eyelash glue won't come off.
Oh, it should.
Oh, it will eventually.
If it was eyelash glue.
Yeah, that's what they said they used.
Now, if it was Staples, that would have been, that would not have been a good thing. So probably the eyelash glue, you know, they were
Yeah.
going to use something, that was probably the best way to go.
Yeah. I'm still trying to get my first Macari, so I'm holding strong.
That's good. That is good. That's what you
Let's-
got to do.
Listed more stuff on there yesterday, and
What kind of
Uh.
stuff you putting over there?
I'm putting all kinds of stuff over there.
We're going to have a party when you finally get that done.
Yeah,
Selling
we
it.
are.
Woo!
Sale party.
I mean, it took Valerie a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, to get a sale. I mean, it was. I don't know.
think it's
that long.
I think it's so and I think it's really important to list. It likes the attention.
Mhm.
It likes to have stuff listed. on there every day. And yesterday I did do for some reason I didn't realize that they had like offer to likers on
Mhm.
there. So I did some of that yesterday or last night. So
Yeah, it's only been 3 days. No, it's been a little bit longer than that, hasn't it?
something, it's been like 5 days maybe. The YouTube video is called MAGA Hat Pigeons.
All
I
right.
think I seen that in my feed, but I didn't click on it because it looks stupid. So there you go. But yeah, I did get a lot of stuff done after doing all that cabinet stuff and cleaned the car out and
Yeah, it looks like.
took a few more bags to the thrift store. I was very busy yesterday.
Morning, Julie.
Julie, good morning. But it felt good. It felt good to kind of have a goal to
In your bedroom on your dresser right now.
to work towards, and know that you could. I mean, I knew I could do it, but
Hank says, "Oh, 5 whole days."
well, it gets a little disheartening when you're listing on something and you're not getting any action,
Yeah.
So that it makes it hard to hold out because you kind of tend to lose hope.
Yeah.
But don't lose hope. Keep on believing. So I think I am almost to 1,000 listings over on Mercari,
Oh,
because the goal is to get all of my eBay listings over there. So that was good. Just keep working a little bit every day, and eventually it'll happen. And yeah, that'll be good. Let's see. Hank says it ain't a microwave pop the item in, bam, 30 seconds and it's done. I know. You got to find the right person. It's like a match thing.
Well, yeah, it's like I'm, either, there's stuff on there that is kind of like I'm experimenting a little bit with. I mean, I've been experimenting on eBay, but now I'm experimenting on Mercari too. Because like my lamps they're old. And then there's one that has no comps whatsoever. There's absolutely none, not even Bridget checked, what do you call it? Worth Point.
Worth Point, yeah.
And there was nothing on there.
Huh.
So for that one that has piano keys on it,
yeah,
it's made in Korea,
mm-hmm.
no comps.
Wow.
So I think I have something good. And so
Yeah.
I'm not going to just let it go for $60 or something. I got it listed for 100 something.
Yeah.
Me, when I have those items, I have to kind of hold strong.
Yeah.
And I don't, let them just go, with just a low ball offer or whatever. And like yesterday, I finally sold a Christmas tree that it had lights that blinked in it red, green, and blue. And but the top of it was leaded crystal.
Oh, wow.
And I sold it for $30.
Nice.
And it's, you know, just a little tabletop Christmas tree, you know.
Yeah.
And what else did I sell besides that Christmas tree? Oh, tennis rackets for a Wii game. So Wii controller tennis rackets.
Uh-huh. Cool.
So that went for like 20 or something. Yeah, something like that. So it wasn't like little teeny tiny sales. I was happy about that.
Yeah. That's
So.
great. So Karen said if anyone is selling retractable dog leashes, take it down. Casey did a video about a woman suing Amazon for losing her eye from leash snapping back.
Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
That's true, Hank. She says she's rolling because I jokingly did the same thing. She said, list the item and then get real close to the screen and say, any minute now you're going to sell it. I just know it.
I can feel it in my bones.
I mean, don't list coffee pots because the handle's going to break off of them. Don't list a coffee mug because the person's going to make coffee and spill it on themselves and burn themselves. I mean, you can't help that there's stupid people out there. They're going to find some reason to hurt themselves with stuff.
Right.
So
I don't know.
I'm just saying, I think, yes, to a point you might be liable for something. And then other points are just like, come on, you know?
Sometimes you just have to say shit happens.
Yeah, can't fix stupid.
Shit happens, and you know, I mean, there's a lot of times. I mean, just like, you know, even in your own life. I mean, you're just going through life, and something happens to an item. I mean, you can't blame the person that listed it on Amazon. You can't blame them for that.
How do I sue my own feet? I want to know that. How do I sue my own feet? Because that's who I want to sue. Because my own feet, like I walked in the door this morning and some reason I crisscrossed and I just about landed with my face on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
I had to catch myself because I was going down. And it's like my feet are the worst thing. Like that's going to be the death of me. It will look like I'm dancing or something, and all of a sudden I'm gonna be on the floor.
Oh my gosh. Karen says yes. In this case, you could be liable. The Chinese seller has disappeared, so you could be liable since this case is so public now.
I just don't see it. You know.
I mean, they would really have to have a case. They would really have to have a case to do that. You know, and saying that you're the one that sold it, you know, is not, I don't think is a viable case, but
Well, it just makes you wonder how many bungee cords that
sure.
Amazon has sold. And you know, somebody's put their eye out with one of them, but
Sure.
most people
Yeah.
aren't stupid enough to get their eye in the way of a bungee cord. Maybe Nikki, but nobody else.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
Oh,
Morning,
thank
Nikki. Oh, Nikki's here. Sorry, I didn't.
We were
Say
just
Nikki
talking
was
about you.
I didn't
Morning,
mean to say
Sally.
Nikki was a dummy. Look, she's back in the truck again. She's back in the saddle again.
Morning, Shelly. Morning,
Just
Nikki.
riding out and making lots of friends. She
Karen
rubbed her
said,
eyes and yawns, and she drives around. I don't know what
I
else
got up
works.
really, I slept like crap last night and I got up really early this morning. I'm tired for no reason. Cancel my damn doctor's appointment.
Why are they doing that?
I don't know. It's probably that idiot that I was talking to the other day when I couldn't get into my doctor because I couldn't get into the damn clinic. Because they're like, oh, well, you had an appointment this morning with Dr. Diaz. I says, no, I didn't. And I says, I have a doctor's appointment with Dr. Mango. And they're like, nope, shows here they canceled Dr. Mango, and now you have a doctor's appointment with Dr. Diaz. I said, well, I don't even see Dr. Diaz, so I don't even know why I have an appointment with him. He's a regular MD. I don't go see him.
Huh.
Not my doctor. Why would I go see him? And well, she started getting an attitude with me. I said, just tell me when my next appointment is. You know, I wasn't rude.
Yeah.
I said, when did they reschedule it? I can't see it right now. You have to wait. And I'm like, well, you don't have to get an attitude. I was trying to be nice to you, you know? And because they said that they put a letter out saying that it sent me a letter saying that it was rescheduled. I said, well, I never got a letter, but whatever, you know, I had to come here for anyways. My daughter had an appointment this morning anyway, so it wasn't a huge deal.
Right.
But I just like, okay, well, just tell me when my next appointment is. And because Dr. Mango isn't a doctor that cancels, so it obviously was important enough for him to cancel. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So so I wasn't irate, I wasn't rude, you know, but she was rude to me. And I was like, you know what? I'm a paying customer. You
Yeah.
need to check your attitude when you're talking to customers. Shut her mouth. I don't know what it is with these younger generations. I know I'm making myself sound really freaking old right now, but these younger generations, they just jump your shit like right now, boy. They don't have any customer service skills whatsoever, none.
Right.
You know, just all of a sudden everything's not their fault and blah blah blah. It's like, I'm not saying it was your fault, you know. Now the customer service the other day, the registration person the other day, when I was really pissed off because I couldn't find parking and I couldn't get into my doctor's appointment, that guy had a reason to yell at me. He didn't. He was all the time very professional and very nice, but the way I was acting, he had every right to yell at me.
Yeah.
Even though I told him, I said, I'm sorry, sir. A couple of times I told him, I'm sorry, sir. I am not yelling at you. I wasn't yelling, but I had an elevated level and I was a little pissy, you know, when I
Yeah.
was talking to him. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry, sir. I know this is not your fault, but I want to relay my frustration that you guys need to tell people when they make appointments that they cannot get to the appointment
Right.
or how to get to the appointment, you know?
Right. What's the best way to,
I
an
said, because
alternate
people
way to
come from
go?
out of town and they don't know what's going on,
Yeah.
you know? A lot of
Well, I
people
mean, if they're
come from-
blocking roads, then they should have some kind of an idea, you know.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
would
you
think.
go down there to the clinic and the construction guy's like, well, I don't know where you can park. Okay. So, you know, it's like maybe tell them to let the customers know if they're going to talk to the customers for you. Maybe
Yeah.
let them know where people can park and stuff, you know?
Right. Right.
But whatever. Anyways, it's always some kind of drama going on in my life, apparently.
Yeah, you're just a drama queen.
Yeah.
She just frozen today.
Always drama with Nikki.
Always drama. I'm such a dramatic person.
Is it just you?
Let's see. Good morning, Nifty Deals. Shelly says I'm going to use that. I'm not yelling. I have an elevated level.
Well, I'm a loud person to begin with. So, I mean, everybody thinks, you know, I was raised in an Italian family. Hello. You know, I mean,
Right.
you had to yell or you weren't being heard,
Right.
you know.
Yep.
But but yeah, I mean, so sometimes, you know, I get a little bit louder, you know, when I'm a little frustrated. But I mean, I wasn't being I wasn't like, it wasn't yelling at him. I just,
But some people may take it as that.
oh yeah.
know.
Oh yeah. I've had people tell me, well, why are you yelling at me? It's like, I'm not yelling. I'm just talking to you.
It sounds like
Just
you're
talking
yelling.
loud.
That's the way I talk. I'm loud. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Oh my gosh.
If anybody knows an Italian family, they'll know why I'm a loud person.
Right? Oh man. So yeah, we're just doing. We're doing pretty good today, actually. I think I have 3 going out. Sold like a bustier this morning, and so I've got 1 on eBay, 1 on Macari, and 1 on Posh. So not too shabby. It needs to get busier though. Hank says Mama's had that happen to her before. In her case, she showed up for the appointment, and they said they didn't have any appointment for her at the office at all. But she had a physical card. She had the physical card with the date and time on it. Wow. Yeah, that's not cool. I kind of do that. Like most doctors will call you to confirm your appointment like the day before. And if I don't hear anything and I know I have an appointment, I'll usually call them before the close of day and make sure that I actually do have an appointment, and that sometimes that helps, sometimes it doesn't. But morning, Frankie. Hope you're having a good day.
Other way around. Oh, somebody's squeaking like crazy.
So
Well, this morning I got usually I get a text message the day before confirming my appointment. Well, yesterday I didn't get an appointment or a text message, and I thought that was really weird. And this morning I called on my way to the doctor and just said, hey, can you look and see what time my appointment is this morning? But they had me on hold. I mean, I was going to be at the clinic before they got me off a hold,
Right.
So it was like, I might as well just go to the damn clinic,
Yeah.
Brandon just got the call for his hearing aids, but mine aren't in yet.
Oh. Well, shoot. That's a bunch of bull.
I know.
I guess.
That's right, Frankie. Every day is a blessed day.
It is.
You're waking up. If you're upright.
On this side of the dirt.
That's right.
That'll be nice when you get your hearing aids.
Yeah, that is going to be.
Yeah, it's exciting.
That's going to be.
Then we
great
won't have somebody say something, and then Sally goes, I got a great idea, and then she says the same exact thing. It's like, we just said that, Sally.
That's not because I didn't hear you.
That was because she was ignoring you.
Yeah, that's true.
Or I wanted it to be my idea.
Good old selective hearing. Strikes again.
Did you guys see that? Did you guys see that thing I sent you about the pigeons?
Yeah, Todd was just talking about that.
So cute, especially the pigeon with the Trump wig. Oh my God, that was so freaking cute.
Somebody's got way too much time on their hand.
It was so cute though. They did it in Las Vegas. Oh my God.
Of course you're gonna see that. I don't look up anything you say to look up.
Well, it was on Idiots in the News this morning.
Figure.
And me and my daughter had to look it up. We were like, oh my God, pigeons with little hats on and little wigs on. Cute.
Hmm.
And I love pigeons to begin with.
Hi, Victoria.
So did they staple the hair to them?
I don't know how they did it, but yeah, I didn't read the article. I just so freaking cute.
Poor birds. Had to wear Trump looking hair.
It was so cute. And then they had Make America Great Again hats on, and I'm not a Trump fan, but oh my God, that was adorable.
I'm offended.
Morning, Victoria.
Well, they did it in support of Trump.
I support our president.
I'm surprised that you're for that, Nikki.
Oh, I thought it was cute. As anybody who puts hats and wigs on pigeon, they're okay with me.
They can be my president anytime.
Even if it is for Trump.
Oh my gosh.
Where's Tara at?
I thought all you Trump fans would get a kick out of it.
Jenny, are you here?
Yeah, she must be smelling Todd's bacon.
Well, she-
Bacon. Huh?
You'll need to see Jenny. Come here, Jenny. Oh, she's running from me now. She's like, am I in trouble? Jenny, you're not in
Jenny.
trouble.
Poor Jenny. Oh, thank you, Victoria. Yeah, it's a purple. Sometimes it does have a little bit of a blue tone to it in some areas, and I think that's just how it took that time. But
Then you need Jeffree Star's new palette, Bloodlust, so it matches your hair.
no.
Just like, oh no.
He had purple. He had purple hair. Are they open? I didn't see they weren't open.
Yeah,
They took the fence down, but they're not open daily, are they?
Sue went there on Valentine's Day.
Run, Jenny, run.
Poor Jenny. Jenny.
Johnny. I
I
can't
love you,
talk
Jenny.
like him.
Her name is Jenny. Forrest's girl was Jenny. But it works. It's like people telling it, singing that Mickey song to me.
Gosh. So what's new with you, Nikki?
How much?
Not much. Hi, Carol.
Hey, Carol.
Trying to get all my doctor's appointments in, and
That's a full-time job in itself, right?
that's pretty much
Sheesh.
all I've been doing lately is going to the doctor, being sick. They put me on antibiotics. The dentist put me on antibiotics that made me sick, and so I was sick for a while with that. Then my blood pressure was out of whack, and I'm feeling pretty good yesterday and today though for that.
That's good.
But then this morning I woke up and puked 3 times. I'm not sure why. So
Mm.
Hairball.
Methotrexate. Are you on that? Are you on methotrexate?
methotrexate, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm on I'm on methotrexate, prednisone, and Xeljanz.
Zildjians. Oh,
And I still have pain in my hands.
man. You would think that if you're still having pain in your hands, that they would switch your meds around to give you something that is not going to have you have pains in your hands.
Well, he's been switching the meds around, but they're not working.
That's
But I have severe carpal tunnel in there too, so I'm wondering if carpal tunnel is the one that's causing most of the pain. 'Cause
Yeah.
you know, my arthritis and the rest of my body is, you know, once in a while it hurts or whatever, but
Mhm.
it's manageable. It's, you know, some days I have to take a little ibuprofen to get rid of it, but most days I'm fine.
Right.
I gotta get up and stretch and I'm good, you know.
Mhm.
But my hands are like, I mean, like almost I can't hardly use them. And I honestly believe it has something to do with the carpal tunnel more than the arthritis.
Hmm.
But he won't fix the carpal tunnel until the arthritis is under control. And it's like,
Well,
but if the carpal
that's-
tunnel's causing it, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I went to another doctor and they agreed with him. So what do I do?
Yeah.
So I thought of this appointment, I would go in there and say, oh, my hands have never felt so great. They feel great. So that maybe he'd fix the carpal tunnel. But then I thought, well, yeah, but what if that backfires on me? You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's take you off all your meds.
Yeah. So you don't need this stuff anymore. You're doing good. And then you're like, my hands. They
Fix
hurt.
it.
I
Since
think
you
I'm
said
just gonna
that.
go down to the cities and go to an orthopedic down in the cities, and because they're not connected to the people up here. Because if Dr. Mango says don't fix the carpal tunnel, I won't be able to get an orthopedic doctor up here that will fix it. So I have to go down to the cities, and if I go down to the cities, maybe they'll fix the carpal tunnel, and then I can go from there. You know.
Yeah.
So I mean, like my dad, he had like grooves in his knee. He needed a new knee so bad. And up here, they kept giving him crap about it. Wouldn't let him get it done. They told him, "Oh, you got to lose this much weight." So my dad lost that much weight, and they're like, "Well, since you lost that much weight, you probably could lose this much more weight."
Oh
And
my
he's like,
gosh.
"I need my new knee done," you know. And I mean, the guy's like 76 years old. Why wouldn't he get his knee done? You know what I mean?
Right.
So anyways, he went down to the Twin Cities, went to the orthopedic down there, the same clinic that takes care of the Minnesota Vikings. And he, 2 months later, he had his knee fixed. You know, or maybe it was a month. I think it was only a month later. So it was either a month or two. But anyways, yeah, he got his knee fixed. He's been great ever since. It totally improved his life. So now my dad, every time I have knee pain, he's like, "Well, don't see that doctor I had."
Yeah, Frankie says coming off all her meds has been wonderful, but pain is consistent. Trying to
Mhm.
control it naturally.
Yeah, that's hard to do. Would you get out of here? You're bugging me. He put his TV in the living room, and so now he thinks he needs to come over and bug me every 5 minutes.
Aha.
Fixing to move my computer to the bedroom.
You want to go smoke with me? You want to go smoke with me?
No, I do not want to make out with you.
Yes, you do. You know you do. Everybody does.
Okay.
I don't.
Everybody does.
Tom goes, well, I don't.
Everybody does.
Wrong. You've been you've been bamboozled because no.
You need to go to Walmart. You need to get your chart.
So how was your trainee last night?
Okay.
It was all right. He's in his early 30s,
Okay.
so he's not broken yet, but he's not, he's not
Teeny
whatever you
bopper.
call it. Yeah. He's not the Y generation or the X generation or whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
So, you know, I talked to him about calling in, talked to him about, you know, doing what he's supposed to be doing. He seems like he's pretty level-headed, so
Does he
and
have a, is he married, have a family and all that?
he has a son that's 13.
Okay.
So,
So, you know, I mean, hopefully, you know, the kid at 13 is able to stay at home, you know, if that's,
yeah.
you know, if that's a thing. But, yeah, I mean, you kind of have to, when you're talking to him and he's talking to you, you kind of have to think of all the little scenarios that could come up, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
And that's, you know,
but
kind of what I was talking to him about. I was like, you know, we Hank says 13. Well, shit, put that boy to work too.
there you go. Yep. Bring him in. That's
Yeah, so you know, I did bring up a couple of different things, and you know, was like, in this instance, it would be better to call somebody else and see if we can fill in for you, or we can switch days with you, rather than calling in. You know, if you absolutely cannot make it to work, it's better to switch days or see if somebody can, you know, take your shift rather than just call in.
right.
Hank says, somebody got to do donuts. He old enough to throw some sugar.
Mhm.
Probably follow directions better than the other lady anyways. For sure.
Did she leave?
Not yet.
Okay.
I think her son's trying to get hired.
Oh God.
But
Well,
I think his brains are better than hers anyways. So
yeah, hopefully.
Karen called me a peacemaker. I don't know. I just, you know, I'm thoughtful. You know, I'm thoughtful of other people, I think. Whenever it comes to stuff like that, you know, no, nobody wants to come up in on their day off.
No.
You don't want to do that. You want to, you know, work your shift and then be off on the days that you're scheduled off.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like somebody throwing a log on the fire if you know, you gotta work whenever you're not supposed to work. It kind of rolls you the wrong way, then you start feeling negative about going to work anytime.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like that. If you're getting called in so often, then there's something wrong.
There's a problem.
Yeah. So
So
we don't like it to be like that. We like everybody to show up for their shifts.
Yep. As long as everybody's doing that, then everything goes pretty smoothly. You know, as long as they know what they're doing, what they're supposed to be doing. So, and Sally's a good trainer. She'll lay it down and
I'll lay him down. Don't tell Brandon.
I said lay it down.
Oh.
You know, lay down the law. No.
Tell me what?
Now he's like, tell me what?
Nothing.
So tell me what?
Yeah. That's Sally starting shit. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Hank says that was one of my least favorite things. People calling out or just not showing up, then dumping their work on me. Yeah, and it makes you not want to work your own damn shift, you know? So then you feel like calling out and it gets real thick. The tension gets real thick, you know,
Sure.
to where you don't even want to walk in the store because you having to talk to or, you know, lay your eyes on somebody that, you know, made you work or, you know, guilted you into work. And that's usually how it is, you know, people.
Please work for me.
Nope, nobody could be a 2.0 fishing and picking. It just doesn't work that way. He's an original model.
I broke the mold they made him.
Hi, Bun Crack.
Bum crack picker. Hope you're doing well across the pond.
Yeah, well, no, the scheduling is fine, Frankie. It's just that there's a lot of people that just don't want to work,
Yeah.
or they want to say that they have a job, and then they work real good until they get their first check, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm rich now, bitches. See you later. Peace out." You know.
Time to go spend this money.
So yeah, I told Teresa, I said, well, try not to plan anything too wild and crazy like between February and April, because you know this is the time where anybody that gets their income tax returns that has kids, they're gonna be like, okay, we going to casino, see you later.
Yeah, we rich.
Yeah. We're rich now.
Yeah.
So
Time to go spend that money.
I said, you just watch. We're gonna have a couple people calling. Oh, my baby's sick today.
Hmm. Now, do you have anybody in your bunch that could potentially do that?
That could potentially do what?
Like, you know, get a income tax check. You know, I mean,
That's like 8,000.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We have
So you have a few people.
3
Okay. So
3 people. Yeah.
I don't know
And-
how you would fix that though.
Oh, you can't. You just wait until they do that, and then you know, Teresa will get. She'll get you know, she'll get sick of hearing it, and she'll be like, okay, we're gonna put the sign on the door again. We're hiring for day shift, you know,
Yeah.
and
Hours are
and
gonna
then
go down.
and then take your hours down.
Yeah. Yep. That's one way to do it, I guess.
That's how she does. Are you doing okay, Todd?
Yeah, I'm sitting here hanging up shirts out the dryer.
Okay, you're making
Sorry.
some old man sounds. It's okay. I just wanted to make sure you're
It's
okay.
because I'm actually moving around and
Right.
my fat gut gets in my way and then it presses on my lungs, so then I make weird sounds.
Right.
Said his
Fishing
was
and
saying-
picking.
he was saying that his shot hurt. Made his body sore.
Oh heck yeah, my left shoulder feels like somebody hit it with a baseball bat.
Oh wow.
I had that too with my flu shot too. Like for like 3-4 days, it was really sore.
Did they say?
Well,
Oh,
they warned me. They said it would do this.
oh,
Yeah.
your shingles.
Yeah.
I've never had the shingles vaccine.
What did they say the chances were, like if you had chicken pox? What was
Well-
the numbers that they were giving out?
Yeah, it's like, once you get over 65 years of age, if you've had chicken pox, you got like a 40% chance of getting shingles sometime
Wow.
Had chicken
between
pox.
65 and the time you die.
That's
And
a pretty good percentage though.
Yeah.
yeah, this new vaccine that they have
Uh-huh.
is supposed to be, the old vaccine was like 53% effective, but the new one is supposed to be 97% effective.
Wow.
That's good.
So they've improved and yeah, Dad suffered with shingles, man,
Oh yeah.
for
I've
years.
heard about a lot of people getting them really bad.
Yeah.
This past couple of years, I've heard of like 3 or 4 people getting them, and they're not old people. They're
Yeah.
not even Todd's age old.
Me too.
You know, they're
Um,
like in their 50s and 60s, and they're
I'm
getting
even
shingles.
younger.
So it's a 2-part shot. You take the first one, then you wait 2 to 6 months, and then you get another one.
Oh,
I said, is the formula different for the second one? No, it's the exact same stuff both times.
yeah.
So.
My
anyway.
daughter's had them. Amanda had them a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then she had them once when she was in high school,
Wow.
The
or
shingle?
junior high or high school. And then she had them once as an adult so far. I've never had chicken pox myself.
Oh,
The doctor's always bugging me to get the chicken pox shot, but
yeah.
If you haven't
You,
had
if you,
chicken-
But with your immune system being so low, it probably would be a good idea for you to do that.
yeah.
what were you gonna say, Maggie?
just gonna say, I assumed that if you had chicken pox, you'd be less likely to get shingles, but it's if you have had them, you're more likely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
because
you
you-
can't
you have
can't
that
get
herpes.
shingles if you've never had chicken pox.
The herpes, because that's what it is. It's a
Oh,
derivative of herpes. So that is in your system. So
just
as you
wanted
get
to-
older, it probably mutates in some way. And
I don't know about herpes though, Valerie. I think it's varicella. I think it's varicella is what chicken pox and shingles have that are
I don't know.
they're the same. It's like the same strain of illness or whatever.
Well, but it's a form of herpes.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh my God. One time, a friend of mine, she almost divorced her husband because she ended up with herpes in her hoo-ha.
Oh my
And
god.
the doctor told her before you divorce her, because she's like, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
And she was married for, I don't know, like 30 years or whatever. And she's like, I'm going to kill him. I've never had sex with anybody else. She was a virgin till she got married, you know? And the doctor said, whoa, before you go to divorce court, she goes, does he get, she goes, yeah, he gets cold sores. And he goes, yeah, grandma probably kissed him one time when she had cold sores, gave him the cold sores. So now he has cold sores. If he has ever gone down on you when he's had a open cold sore, that can cause you to get herpes down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shingles is called herpes zoster, ZOSTER,
Thank you.
or just zoster.
Zoster.
You can't get shingles from another person. However, a person who's never had chicken pox could get chicken pox from someone with shingles.
Yes.
And if you're a man, you will never need an erectile dysfunction pill. I mean, if you're a woman, you will never mind. I tried to make a joke and it came
Yeah,
out.
you ruined that.
I was
All
getting,
right.
I thought it was funny, Todd.
I totally screwed that up.
Yeah, you did.
You're learning all
Oh,
kinds of things today. If your husband or your wife has cold sores, don't have oral sex.
Oh my
If you
god.
have a shingles vaccine, don't have erectile dysfunction.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Me and
Shelley
Todd are full
says,
of information today.
Shelley said,
Um,
hey, I thought this was a reselling show. Hoo-haws and going down on people. But you get it all here.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be gross or anything, but it's something to think about, really.
Right, right. Yeah, we got all kinds here.
I think
Who'd
about
ever
going
thought,
down all the time.
a simple cold sore.
Sorry.
That
Nikki brought it up. It's her
was
fault.
good,
I
Todd. That was
know, I
good.
know.
It's
Sorry,
something to
guys. I
think
didn't mean to
about.
be
Well,
rude
yeah,
or gross, but
never
something
mind.
people should know.
Leave it to Nikki.
She got me started, Mom.
These are things that we need to know. They should have told us that in school.
It's Nikki's
Oh.
fault. It's Nikki's fault. I'm
Yeah,
surprised
that's
Maggie hadn't
forever.
chimed
It
in.
doesn't go away, you know. Information.
What has everybody got planned for today?
I'm gonna take my awesome 4 packages to the post office,
Woohoo!
and then I'm gonna go do battle with the Lutherans.
Oh boy.
Onward, Christian. Never mind. And then,
We need to sing some church hymns.
yeah, I'm surprised they don't have church hymns playing in the. Anyway.
Is the old bat still there?
Oh yeah, God. I think
You're gonna be there forever.
that lady's gonna live forever. She's already about 120 years old and going on 180, you know, just. Here, you don't like the price? Let me raise it. And she'll grab it out of your hand. And, what? What did you just do?
Where'd you find that? Oh no, that's like double or triple the price of that.
And that pissed
were they
me
thinking?
off. That pissed me off.
I know.
That's just rude. Well,
I
you're
know
a pretty mellow guy, so if it pisses you off, you know it's bad.
True. So true.
Mr. Pickens said, so Nikki's grandma gave the lady herpes.
See, Nikki? Here you are putting all these.
That's how you get rumors started right there.
That's right.
No, she said that her husband gets cold sores. And so the doctor said, yeah, grandma good, sweet old granny kissed him when he was a kid or whatever and gave him when she had a cold sore. And that's how he got it. And so then you forever get cold sores. If you get a cold sore, you always get cold sores. Not all like every day or whatever, but yeah, you always get cold sores. And if somebody was to do that while they have a cold sore, they can give it to you down there.
No.
Yeah. Doctor.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't believe it. No.
Yep. It's all herpes.
Hey, Nikki, come over and prove it to me.
have cold sores.
Wow.
I'm calling Gwen.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
when my husband has
Don't kill
cold
me.
sores. When he has cold sores, I don't kiss him. Yeah, that's cold sore. Ew.
I know Brandon gets them too, and I don't usually kiss him
No.
whenever he has them.
Yucky. That's right, Texas Val. Better to be pissed off than pissed on. I
I'll
love
breathe
that.
on it and I'll kiss you next week.
Rain check.
Hmm. Does anybody else watch these part-time pickers guy?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
It's awesome. I like his demeanor,
It's
his
pretty good.
manner, his,
He's very light spoken.
yeah.
Like he doesn't, doesn't have a real profound voice, I guess you could say, but it is pretty good. He picks up some good stuff.
Yeah. I don't see how you do. He's got a full-time job.
Mhm.
He's got young children,
Mhm.
and he's just killing it on eBay.
It's the will.
How do you do all that?
It's the will.
You just do it. You
Dang.
just gotta work hard.
That's what it's all about. The will.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a great video up of them delivering a new shed to his driveway, and they just drop it off the end of the trailer. Really unprofessional job of hauling his new shed.
Huh.
Yeah.
And he's just sitting there, they dropped my shed. It's just so calm, and you're like, anybody else would have gone, oh my God, you broke it, you morons.
I'd had a fit.
Start cussing at him or something, but he's just like, they dropped the shed.
They didn't even place it where they wanted them to?
No, they placed it, but
Oh.
getting it down off the trailer that they brought it on, they got the front end off pretty smooth, but then the back end, when it got to the edge of the trailer, it just dropped about 2 feet and wham,
Wow.
Oh,
right on
geez.
his driveway. So, did y'all get notified from estatesales.net?
Uh-huh.
Just got a notification. There's a estate sale starting tomorrow.
Sure, you keep your listing up now. All the tax returns are coming back. So
Oh, yeah.
people got money to spend now on useless crap.
Useless crap.
It's true.
Yep.
I'll be buying up the stores.
I think I've sold more practical crap lately, like duffel bags and insect traps and, stuff you can use.
Yeah.
I don't
Still
have
selling
many,
some clothes.
I don't have many luxury items going out. Not that I had any well, yeah, I got a couple of gold things, but yeah, jewelry, the sterling jewelry is kind of slow right now. So
It seems like it's kind of slowed down a little bit. I guess it probably just goes through.
Well, it was just Valentine's Day. Everybody's done buying jewelry for a while. They blew their wad on jewelry on Valentine's Day.
I guess.
Yeah, Frankie says, I missed that video. I don't think I would be so calm.
Yeah.
I don't
You
think,
just
yeah.
like, they dropped, and then right before they dropped it, they asked him to come over and help lift down the front end, and they put him right in the middle. If that truck had slipped forward, or if the trailer started, or the shed started sliding off the trailer on its own, it would have squished him flat.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh.
They didn't want to risk anybody else's because that would have been workman's comp.
Yeah. And then he said, he asked him, do y'all deliver sheds very often? Oh yeah, we deliver hundreds of them a year. And they were pulling it off, and it was like, that fingernails on a chalkboard, that
Yeah.
shed was like coming off that trailer. Oh my God.
Sounds like it was like their first time doing it. Crazy.
I'd like to have a big ass eBay building,
Wouldn't that
man
be
cave
cool?
building. Yeah.
Me too.
That would be so cool.
I need one bad.
And Gwen would love it more than I would. Get your
Mm.
crap out of this house.
Yep.
This crap makes money. Well, okay. She gripes about it every other day, but then she sees how much I make and she goes, well, freaking snap.
Okay.
It's a love-hate
Well,
relationship with your stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. She's like, can you move this stuff so I can get to the bathroom? Ooh, $125 offer. What am I selling?
Ooh, what you got?
Pentax camera.
Oh,
nice.
cool.
Let's see. How much was I asking for it?
How much you pay for it?
Paid 15 at the estate sale on Thursday.
Awesome.
And you got offered what?
125.
Oh, I thought you said 25. I was like, well, that's not a very good profit.
Let's see. I've got it up for 165. Should I accept 125?
I would.
Depends
Me
on
first,
how bad you
man.
need money.
No, I'm rich. I don't need money.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right.
That's right. I believe that.
I forgot.
Going to Toronto, Ontario. But
I mean, you could always counter.
they're willing to
always-
do this.
Counter
Counter.
for 140.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. 140.
Yeah, they owe me $15 more. Okay. 140. Let's see if they take the bait.
Is that your first offer on that?
Yeah. For your INT.
Liz says accept. Texas Val says take the deal.
Does she?
Oh,
Well, she's pretty smart.
I would take 125.
Okay, I'm gonna take it. Oh my God.
Would-
I mean, that's a pretty good, you're making pretty good money.
Yeah, I'm making a good profit. I really don't know the true value of this sucker.
Right. I would myself probably take 125 for something I paid $8 for,
15. But yeah.
or 15. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it. This was on the same table at that estate sale as that GPS was.
Mm,
I paid $10 for the 15 for the GPS also. And sold
Yeah.
it for what, 140, 50?
yep. That's a quick $100, Liz says.
All right, accept.
Sometimes we got to take those, kind of lower offers. Get it.
God, they're paying $31 for global shipping.
Woo! Where's it
Okay.
going?
Canada?
Oh.
Of course, it
Them
weighs
silly
what, 4
Canadians.
pounds or something, but still. Yeah,
Frankie said I would grab it.
35 millimeter cameras are so
They're
weird.
so all
Some of
over the
them are,
place.
yeah, some of them are worth a whole bunch, and some of them aren't worth crap.
Some you can't even sell because they're just not worth it.
And then like some of them, like those what are they called? AE ones or AE something like that. Anyways, those they come and go. Sometimes they're worth money, sometimes they're not. It just depends. I mean, all of a sudden they'll be worth tons of money, and then it'll go for a while, and then all of a sudden, boom, they drop down to hardly anything. You barely get $25 for them.
Yeah.
And then it'll go for a while like that, and then all of a sudden people will be looking for them again. I think it's a AE something. I think it's AE1 correctly. But anyways, yeah. Those ones you always have to look up just in case they're not worth anything at that time. I always pick them up if they're cheap, but just because they fluctuate.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to see this one? It's a Pentax MX.
Sure.
Let's see, share. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I think
Pentax MX. Well, it had the instruction book and then this other lens thing and the regular lens and a
for sale.
Samsonite case.
Oh.
That's got everything.
And there was another lens with it.
Oh, you better close it up.
Yeah,
You're
the
getting
other-
glitchy.
Okay. Stop share.
Oh no, Frankie said that she's ready for spring. Her heater went out last night. That's not good.
Take the money and spend it with the Lutherans.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. If the Lutherans have anything. Sometimes the Lutherans, I'll bring home bags of stuff, and other times I'll walk out of there. They didn't have crap.
Yeah.
So,
I'm back. Took the
Okay.
dogs out for a minute. It's cold.
you missed the show and tell.
It was 13 this morning. It was cold.
Yeah, it was like 7.
And Texas Val says it's 46 degrees here.
I'm dying.
Cold.
Down there.
Oh my goodness.
Dang.
Pretty chilly. It rained all day long yesterday in Texas.
It's like 8 below today. Tonight or this morning it was like 10 below.
Negative 23 when I left work.
Oh, was it negative 23?
Yep.
Negative 23 today.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
23 below zero for you Southerners.
I don't want
That's damn cold. That's
Gonna
just
be-
not, that's not just cold. It's damn cold.
It's gonna be 18 today and sunny, so it shouldn't be terrible. But yeah, this morning it was freaking cold.
But I can't even hardly move when it's that cold.
I have 2 chugs. That's either chug chihuahua. They're pug chihuahua. I could not say it. Pug chihuahua. So
Chihuahua.
yeah,
Doug's
Chewbacca.
chugs is what I call them.
Yeah.
Texas, my husband and I own a AC and heating business, so I'm thankful for that. Hope you get that heat going. Ugh.
Yeah. Frankie, you're in Texas, aren't you? Or where's she at? Isn't she in? Yeah, she's Texas Tigers Designs. She's gonna be in Texas.
I don't. For some reason, I'm thinking she's in Florida, but I could be wrong.
Oh, she's
Tigers. Is that like a cougar?
Mm-hmm. Rawr. Rawr. That sounded horrible. Mary says it's 21 degrees there.
that's better than me up here, girl.
This weekend is supposed to be in the 50s here, so I'm excited. Maybe I'll be able to get out and in the yard and in the yard, as Carol would say it.
I'm hoping we'll get through the entire winter without a single snowflake. Need it.
I know,
That'd be
Tom.
unusual for Philadelphia area, wouldn't it, though? Don't you usually get a couple of snows?
Yeah, it's very unusual. We haven't had any snow before.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, she's in Weatherford, Texas.
I've been there.
She lived in Minnesota for 6 months, and that cured her. That's
Oh,
why I'm
good for
headed
you.
to Texas. I'm done with cold weather. If I can get a 46-degree weather or day, that would not be bad. That'd be good. But I
Weatherford's close to Wichita Falls, isn't it? I think
don't
you Easterners, Northerners wouldn't know, but
I don't have a clue. Oh, she earned the name Tigress back in 2003. I've been with her ever since. That's kind of where I got a CPR chick around that time.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of been with me ever since then.
I've always been Todd. No nicknames for me.
No,
Except-
yes, you have lots of nicknames. You have Dick
Just-
Dog.
We
Dick
just
Dog.
don't tell you them because we don't want to hurt your feelings.
The Silver Stacking YouTube community calls me Pops.
Fishing and Picking says, check on Tom. We're getting 6 inches of snow tonight for the first time in 10 years.
They
Man.
say, I mean, they say they're getting that much, but they probably won't get that much.
Get the milk and bread.
Right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was supposed to snow last night, but I think it was too cold to snow. I've seen a few flurries before I went to bed, but
Yeah, that's all we got too because it was so cold.
just a couple of little white things floating through
But
the air.
it surprised me last week though because it was like 0 and we still got snow, which I was surprised. Because usually it gets down that cold, you don't get snow.
No. Too cold. Usually about 25, if you're about 25 to 30 degrees, that's a good snowing temperature.
Yeah.
I don't
All right, I'm out of here. If y'all are
Okay, good
still on
luck.
when I get back, I'll show you my awesome scores.
Find all the goods.
Get some good stuff.
Ditch the witch.
It's not a whiz, she's a hag.
Wow. Same difference.
Mhm.
Just a different name.
Witches can put spells on you. This lady is just evil. Just evil. She's wicked.
Okay.
She's working undercover for the devil.
All right. Have a good time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, Texas Val says, ice, forget it. Everything shuts down until they tell everyone to stay off the roads.
It's kind of amazing because like we do a lot on the ice here. You know, we our roads are usually covered in ice all winter. And you know, you just drive on them. You know, you don't be a jerk. Don't think that you know what you're doing for 1 second because ice will tell you different.
Just because you have 4-wheel drive don't mean nothing.
No.
It don't mean anything.
No.
Don't mean to drive faster.
Mm-mm.
Means you're probably going to be in a ditch.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's definitely different than somewhere that just shuts everything down.
They close the school if there's flurries
Well,
and ice.
it's
Yeah.
what you're used to. If you're not used to getting around in it, you know,
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm a danger to other people on the road in ice and snow because I'm scared. I'm scared driver in those conditions.
Right.
If you're in a place where it's just not, they just don't know how to get around in it, it's better to be safe.
Four-wheel drive is used to get you out of the sand on the beach. That's right.
Unlike out of my driveway, because if you're like, because we don't shovel if we can get around it. So they plowed the roads, and I have probably about a foot and a half of snow in front of my driveway that is just there, and it's so cold out, and it has been the last couple of days. So it's frozen there now.
Right.
So when we drive over, it's crunchy. And like this morning, I almost had to put it in 4-wheel drive just to back in because it was so frozen and everything.
Frankie says Northerners are used to it. I thought, well, people can't drive right on rain-soaked roads. That's why they know they got to keep people off the roads.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
One of these days. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Can't
and you're
wait
gonna
for
be
Texas.
you're gonna be way prepared because you've already had all the bad weather,
Yeah.
so you just
I've been in earthquakes. I've been in not a tornado per se, but tornado winds.
mhm. And flooding.
And flooding,
And
snowmageddon,
ice.
ice. Yeah.
See, ice for me is the absolute worst. Ice for me is so scary.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
We once had a tornado go right down the middle of our street and rip our back door off the house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing. Sounded like a train running down the middle of the street in the night.
I always remember that story. That of course I was born, but I was only like maybe a year old, and I remember my mom saying that we lived in Georgia, we lived in Savannah, and there was apartment buildings on both sides of the street, and she said this tornado went through just down the middle of the street, and she said, of course she was born and raised in California, and she had never experienced that, and then she had me to deal with. She said all I could do is just put you under the table, with me and just hunker over you, and she said I was scared to death.
Scary.
She said she opened all the windows because she heard that, if you keep your windows closed, then you'll, it has a chance of blowing out the glass.
Yep.
And stuff, which makes it more different or more. What is that word?
The pressure.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the word. Dangerous.
Yeah.
So yeah, she opened the windows and got under the table.
Yep.
Like that would have done anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Table would have protected. Well.
But she didn't know any different.
No.
You don't live in a tornado area. You don't know.
No, you have no clue. I mean, I wouldn't know Well, I know more now than I did when I first came here.
Yeah.
So I've learned. Frankie says I was in an earthquake. It was a 3.5. I didn't even know it happened. The friend I was visiting in California were freaking out. I was like, wait, was that an earthquake? That was an earthquake? Oh my gosh.
It's so weird because some of them are so little that
Yeah.
you just feel like you're swaying for a second.
Yep.
And then you're like, wait, was that
And then
something?
you look at the light and
Yeah.
it's swaying and you're like, yep,
Yeah.
that's what that was.
I used to have this friend in California that I used to chat with. And I was like, oh my God, how do you deal with earthquakes? He goes, well, if you time it right, you can say, hey, baby, I told you the earth would move.
That's a good one. Yep.
Well, I remember that big one that was it was a 9 point something,
Mhm.
and it hit basically in San Francisco,
Mhm.
and the bridge, they had bridges. One was going one way, and the traffic was going one way, and then underneath it had another bridge that was the traffic was going the other way. Well, that bridge fell on top of the other bridge,
Mhm.
and there was a bunch of people killed on the bridge. There was a baseball stadium. There was a big baseball game that was going on at that time, and a lot of people in the stadium were killed
I remember
because
that
the stadium just crumbled.
Yeah.
There was so much damage, but I specifically remember the carpet looking like an ocean, and it had waves,
Yeah.
and it was doing that underneath my bare feet, and it felt so freaking weird. And because underneath that carpet was cement, and the cement was doing that. So I ran and jumped on the couch, and so I'm, and you wouldn't think that it would have lasted very long, but it was I think it lasted 45 seconds or something like that. It was a long one,
Yeah, it was a long one.
so, and you wouldn't think 45 seconds is long, but for it being such a powerful earthquake. And here, we were, it was based in, around the San Fernando, no, what would it be? Not San Fernando Valley.
No.
That's down south.
Right.
So it was not northern.
Yeah.
And but San Francisco from where we lived was 8 hours?
Yeah. Yeah, about 6-8 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So even it wasn't even that close to us. But for me to, be able to see the carpet do what it was doing, and everything, that was a strong one.
Yeah.
One here, I want to say back in 2010 or 2011, it was, I think, around 6.0, so not a huge earthquake, and I was in Philadelphia City Hall, which is just a massive building. And I was on the phone with a vendor, I think, she was up in New England somewhere. And I was on the phone and I was talking, and I said, the whole building, it just shook and it kind of rolled like a rolling sensation. And I was like, I think we had an earthquake. She said, what? I think we just had an earthquake. And she said, oh my God, I can't believe that. And like not a minute later, she said, we're having an like it rolled up the east.
Oh wow.
Up in the
Oh wow.
I was feeling it about 2 minutes after I felt it in Philadelphia. It was
Oh wow. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Yeah, earthquakes are it's one of those, I mean, everybody that hasn't experienced a kind of big one where they could actually feel it, they don't really know. And they're fearful, like whenever I moved here, everybody says, well, it's a good thing you got out of California because they're gonna drop off into the ocean with all those earthquakes, I'm like, oh, okay. I'd never heard that before. I'd
Oh
never
my
heard that
God.
expression until I got here. And it was like not just one person that said it to me, it was like a bunch of people that had said that to me. And I'm like, is that what they really think?
Well,
Is that they're gonna have
that's what they've said in the past, is that,
yeah, but they also said they're waiting for the big one.
well, I've
You
been
know.
waiting for the big one for a lot of years now.
I've
big-
heard people say that people have bought land on the edge of the Andreas Fault because eventually it'll be oceanfront property.
Hmm.
We used to go on rides at Magic Mountain, Six Flags, and when I was about 12, I think I was 12, I started getting really scared of those big ones because I found out that it was that Six Flags was built right on San Andreas Fault.
Mhm.
And I'm like, oh my God, we're gonna have it. I would get up on one of those roller coasters and then my mind would start turning. Oh my God, we're gonna have an earthquake and all of this is gonna fall into a crack in the ground,
Mhm.
and
Why would they build a theme park there?
I don't, because it's a pretty spot.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but it's right on the fault.
Probably really cheap land.
yeah,
Nobody
no
else wanted to do it.
shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, Valerie says, I've never been in an earthquake before. I would think that the world is ending. I've heard that too, California falling off into the ocean. And it's, I wouldn't say that it would be that easy. It's gonna take a couple of good splits to make that happen. But
Rita says, when I lived in LA, it's every year 7.5 threw me out of the bed.
oh my God. Yeah, they have them like normal down
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And especially if they have a really, good one, like around 6 points or so, then they have aftershocks that are just as bad.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely.
My fault.
It's true. Oh.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's cold, but I know my house will be there tomorrow.
You might
But,
be
you
able
know,
to might not be able to find that front door with all that snow, but
That's true.
It's still there.
You might freeze to death, but it's still there. It's still standing. I know we're even here. We're pretty close to the. It's the New Madrid fault that we're pretty close.
As long as the heat's working, that's all that matters.
You get a. I mean, there's definitely different earthquakes. There's the jolters,
Mhm.
the jerking ones, or there's the rolling ones, and
Mhm.
neither one of them are fun. But I don't know.
I would say, I mean, even though it causes more damage, I would say the rolling ones were better
Yeah.
to experience because the jerking, I mean, even though the rolling ones can cause that, really bad damage, the jerking ones do too. But when you've been in the jerking ones, it's more traumatic, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
I'm sorry, but if the earth is shaking below me, I think that would all be traumatic, no matter what it is.
No matter if it was jerking or rolling. whatever, huh?
They say that there's a fault in Minnesota, but we've never had anything. like
There's
that.
faults all over.
There's faults all over. Michigan has, if you look on the website, it shows like in California, or not California, in the United States, we have several earthquakes per day
Oh yeah.
just in the United States. And then it shows earthquakes all over the world.
Mhm.
So so you can actually see like, you know, we've had like probably 17 earthquakes yesterday or something. It's a crazy amount like that, you know. Are you having fun?
Uh-huh. The belly
Oh
itches.
my
Sorry.
God.
Belly itches. Hey,
Can we go to work
Frank,
today?
no.
Speaking of
says,
Michigan,
gotta see, I gotta get busy. Wanted to give hugs and blessings
Your
before I
hell of a
left.
belly itches.
Thanks for starting my days off. Have a good day.
Bye,
What was
Frankie.
that?
Having a good time. That was
Oh.
Frankie.
Frankie, Texas Tigress Designs is Frankie.
Rita
Oh.
says, I remember the Lucy episode with the train and the bed. It was moving. And I ran into my parents' room and said, and there was a bed, and their bed was traveling, scarred the crap out of me.
That is scary.
Yep. All right. Well,
speaking of Michigan, I got to tell this real quick.
okay.
This morning on Idiots in the News,
Mm,
I don't know exactly where, I didn't hear where in Michigan it was, but there was this social media director for this college, and there's some lake that's on the college property. She thought she saw a real alligator floating in the lake, and here it was a fake one, but she got all the authorities and everything there, called animal control, everything about this live alligator that was in their lake at the college, and here it was a plastic alligator.
oh my God.
Anyways.
Gosh. Good morning, Mr. Sadie.
Helper,
Hope you have a good day.
you're late.
I hope everybody has a great day.
Bye, everybody.
I hope you have a great day. How about
Get-
that?
Oh, well, thank you. I will. I will. I'm going to get some stuff done today. I hope everybody has a great day. We'll see you all later. Fishing and picking, real quick. My first and last earthquake was in Richmond, Virginia in 2011. I was taking a class on how to not be a slumlord, aka fair housing course. It felt like a jet airplane hit our building for 5 minutes. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Gotta love
In
those
Virgin-
earthquakes.
In Virginia. Huh?
Yep.
That's
All right.
different.
We'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Get lots
I
of sales.
guess. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.